Okay, so I've got another nice big pile of steaming psychopath file for you all. Let's crack on.
A third of all deaths linked to coronavirus in England and
Third of the angels fell with Lucifer.
Wales are now happening in care homes, according to the latest figures.
Oh, now they've started to actually give a shit, have they? Or at least put the facade upon us that they do. They didn't before, did they?
And that's against the context of the wider picture across the UK, because the total number of deaths during the week after Easter was much larger than initially reported.
I stand mistaken. Because they completely just fucking disrespected that issue before they even made it properly announced.
And double what would be normally expected.
Double duality.
In the week of the 17th of April across the UK, nearly 2,400 people in care homes died with coronavirus, twice as many as the week before. But the number of deaths in hospitals is going down overall, 586 deaths.
Yeah, so this comes to 19. You flip them around, you've got 91. Okay. It's a number that I believe they use for the slaying of innocents. Then next,
in the past 24 hours, and that brings the total number of coronavirus deaths.
They give you 33. 2 and 1 is 3. And then over here, what do we have? 7. 8. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. Another 21 for another 3. 33. He's back to Saturnalian death cult where under the light of illumination. But it's not sunlight, is it? It's false light. That's Lucifer's bag.
Corona reported across the UK, nearly 2,000.
He is the light bearer, but it is false.
The week before, but the number of deaths in hospitals is going 24 hours, tally over time, in the battle against this pandemic.
The battle, see what I'm saying? Trying to characterise it, they always do this. They are battling us. That's it. We need to battle back with a big fucking axe.
Our social affairs correspondent Alison Holt has more details.
At St Cecilia's nursing home in Scarborough, like many homes across the country, they believe the fight they have been waging against coronavirus.
The fight they've been waging, you see what I'm saying? It's not a real thing, and even if it was, it's not something that you can physically fight. So why are they you see what they personalise it, they make it a character. What's the one I always use? Cancer. Well, let's show Cancer who's boss. Go away, Cancer, don't you bully us. Yeah. I'm not taking the piss out of Cancer, never, but they fucking are when they do that. Okay? Because they're giving you false hope. Same thing.
Virus for weeks is only now being reflected in official figures.
This is the area that we will have for anyone that's been barrier nursed.
Stick to their rooms, but still, across the 3 homes in the
3
group, they've had 11 deaths.
11.
4 confirmed.
4. Okay. So 3 11s is 33. Okay. And if you add a 4 to the 3 and the 11, you get 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 for 3 6s. They're just little children, aren't they? See, children don't act like this. This is what this is immaturity at its finest. Okay, especially what I'm about to show you. I pissed myself when I saw this. It's one of the most obvious communications of deception I've ever witnessed in any of these files. Ready? Steady?
There's COVID-19.
That was called.
Oh, wow. Okay, so let's have a butcher's at what we are butchering today. So, you got, I believe, to be a reptilian here, okay, with the double eyelids, but this is a psychopath file, so let's stick to it. What the fuck is this? I'll tell you what this is. It's a Canaanite, or more commonly known, a fucking lycanthrope. Okay, this is a werewolf on his wall. Okay, right. Gets better. Gets a lot better. What does it say here? Liz for lizard and Can for Canaanite. Okay, it's spelt without the I. Canaanite. That's how it's spelt. It said Canaanite. Okay. Now, people forget, including myself, you can get hybrids that are not only reptilian and human, but also reptilian and Canaanite. I believe this to be one of them. Hence what they're trying to tell you here. Okay? Just wow, lads and lasses. Like, just this shit really does blow me up, blow me away. Like, just when I think they can't get any fucking lower, they show me up.
For the last days that she died.
One of the residents who died was Reg Kemp's wife, Liz.
Well, I tell you what, she does not seem like she's being mourned very much. There was no emotion to him whatsoever.
They were married for more than 50 years.
55.
She loved spending time with her grandchildren. He says staff did all they could for her.
I just hope that the ministers do recognise.
Here we go. It's always the same. I haven't seen all of this, by the way, guys. It was this little scene that they've put on for the masses that got me. I was like, well, I'll just have to make one. I've got no choice now. I know exactly what he's about to say. It's the same thing they always say. They always finish up with, so we need to address, you know, the hard work in NHS and blah, blah, blah. And that's not to say that you shouldn't, but you've got to understand that half of them are Canaanites. And almost all of them, whether they are or they're not, they're working for a lost cause because it's a setup. It's a psychological operation.
The wonderful work that's gone on and goes on up and down the country in nursing homes, just like where Liz was, they're doing a job equal to anyone in the National Health Service.
The latest official figures from England and Wales, combined with numbers from Scotland, show that in the week ending April the 17th, there were nearly 8,000 deaths in care homes. And
Yeah, so you've got 31 here. Switching around again like at the beginning of this file. Gives you 13. Okay. Highly sacred number to them. Stands for blood. The blood in their bloodline. Okay.
care homes, an increase of almost 2,500 from the week before.
What the fuck is that? What is that? I mean, maybe I'm looking into this too much, but I've never seen them put this up in the whole time that I've been making these videos. Have you? What made them feel the need to do this? 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Okay. So we've got 16 there. Add the two together, you've got 7. For your Saturnalia. Worship.
Week before.
Listen.
Nearly a third of those were recorded.
And then they show you the 3. Zeros don't count for anything Pythagorean numerology. You got 33 again. But this time they said one, showed the other. They do that a lot. Okay? Nothing new under the black sun.
increase of almost 2,500 from the week before. Nearly a third of those were recorded as linked to COVID-19. The equivalent figures aren't available for Northern Ireland. Information collected by the care regulator up to last Friday suggests deaths in care homes are still rising. Even so, homes like this one continue to struggle to get the testing and protective equipment they need.
There are far more people being cared for outside the NHS
Black Saturnalia once again. I love it. Can't get enough of it, mate.
than in the NHS.
With the false light of Lucifer, the light bearer. They believe they're illuminated. Boy, are they fucking confused.
And they all need looking after. They deserve better than they've got. So I think it's been too little, too late.
The government says mobile units and home kits are making testing easier and that all residents and staff will be eligible for checks.
Right, we're going to leave these boys to bake up their tarts and get you to the next point of interest. One moment. Yeah, some more black and white duality here. And then, of course, he's got the same black and white duality going on. And then
Editor Sarah Smith has the story.
Some do, some don't. Face coverings are becoming more common. Now you're advised, in fact expected.
you see all these fucking crisis actors looking into the camera. Their ego can't be hidden, even if their faces can. And I'll tell you what I think. I'll tell you what I know in film. These masks are exactly that. And they're not meant for anything other than to hide their Canaanite features. Because as we get closer to Revelations, as they call it, however you want to consider it, however you want to take it in, as long as you take it in, because soon all their cloaks are going to drop. Okay? It's either going to be from a sun flare, or it's going to be from an ESP, or it's going to be to do with our atmosphere. But it's coming. And if they've got these on, it's going to be a lot harder for you to see it.
Wear one in Scotland in busy places. A move that may help protect others, but won't necessarily stop you from getting the virus.
Especially in the supermarkets, I don't like.
Black and white duality once again. Also, these Canaanites have got this really bad habit of being... You see, they're not just dog owners, they're dogs. So this is a dog, and I'm not taking the piss, if you know what I mean. It's not about that. But this is a dog holding a dog. Do you understand? It's a canine holding a canine. They do this a lot. Almost every one of my files, you will see at some point a crisis actor who happens to be a Canaanite holding a canine.
People
Cute dog, though. This one, not that one.
kind of are, so yeah, I probably will have to start wearing one.
Do you see that deep in delight? Watch. It's all what they do basically because they train you to think that you're the public. They train you to also think that these are the public, and so when they go to say something like, well, I guess it must be a good idea to just trust your judgment and bow down and, put your fucking head on the chopping block because, they wouldn't have sharpened their axes for nothing. What happens, you hear it, and subconsciously, because you are the public, at least you start to believe it, the public that they see you as, which is slaves essentially, you start to empathise with these people. You think they're people. See, it's all about what you think. Go with what you know and what you feel, how you feel. Okay? So then you go, well, she's saying it, the public's saying it, the rest of them, I guess I should go along. That's how they get you. Orange for 33. Watch her deep in delight.
I don't like how close people kind of are, so
Ready?
yeah, I probably will have to start wearing one. I don't feel particularly comfortable.
That is fucking ridiculous, alright? Look at that fucking ear. These are Canaanites. Come the fuck on, guys.
Wearing it, but I would, for the time I was in a situation where it would maybe protect me or somebody else.
Protect me. It's all about them. I know there's policy that they're giving out, well, basically you wear one to protect the ones around you. That's just a nice way of going about it. They know we're British. We know we have that in us, sorry. But they don't have it in them, right? You see how they slip up? They don't give a fuck about you, mate. It's all about them. Always has been.
I'm comfortable wearing it, but I would, for the time I was in a situation where it would maybe protect me or somebody else.
It's meant to be somebody else than you. That's what they've been trying to get across, right? It's not fucking working, is it, love?
Nicola Sturgeon sees the same scientific advice as the UK government. She's happy.
Right, so you got the X for the Till of Saturn behind her. Black and white duality, but all it really is more Saturnalian attire. Okay? They love it. She's doing the joining, and she fucking knows she is as well. Dirty dog shit.
To reach her own conclusions and make different.
Do under the false light of Lucifer. Here's more black. It just gets out of hand, doesn't it? Gives me a fucking migraine, I swear. More black and white duality. And, oh look, they're inside the black cube of Saturn. Didn't have to be black, mate. It did not have to be black, guys, okay? If you're going to wear black Saturnalian attire, by the way, aren't you just going to disappear into the fucking background? Like she's starting to do. Maybe that's the point. Then so does the truth.
Different recommendations.
There may be some benefit in wearing a face covering if you leave the house and enter.
Sturgeon. Okay, so surgeon then, yeah? So to rip apart, to destroy, to mutilate. That's what they're doing to us. Slowly but surely.
In an enclosed space where you will come into contact with multiple people and safe social distancing is difficult.
Would you go so far as to say it's our duty
More black and white Saturnalia. Oh, grow up.
to do that if we're in crowded spaces?
But I believe right now that all of us want to do everything we can to protect each other from this virus, and this is an additional way that we can do that.
On public transport or anywhere, it's hard to keep your distance. The hope is that face covering could stop people who are infected.
Yes, there's lots of divine feminine going on in this, but I think you guys get the point by now, so I'm going to try and bring you something new.
But don't yet know it from spreading coronavirus. The advice from the Scottish Government is to wear a face covering, definitely not a medical mask. So you could just pull a scarf over your face, or you could make one yourself with any piece of fabric, some kitchen towels, and a couple of elastic bands. It's not compulsory to wear a face covering in Scotland, but the government say it can.
Oh, mush. Oh, I'm sorry, guys. Right, okay. You see, this is the thing, right? They think by putting these masks on, it's hiding their Canaanite nature, but it actually illuminates it. You see the transformation when she puts it on. You see her fucking ears, let alone her eyes. Oh, the stupidity. The mask's not going to stop them from spreading it to each other, I tell you. Just make sure it don't spread to you.
It's not compulsory to wear a face covering in Scotland, but the government say it could become so. As homes,
It's not compulsory, but she's doing it on live fucking telly. Yeah? She didn't have to, did she? She didn't have to make herself look like a fucking idiot. But she did it anyway, just to make sure you do.
sores get busy. The advice is to cover your face as well as staying at home.
Yay, thumbs up for death. Yeah. That's what that means. I've told you this before, right? The Roman emperors, they did not put their thumbs down for one gladiator to finish off the other. It was always up. It's always been up. So when you go, hey, and put your fucking thumb up to someone, you are saying death to you. That's what you're saying. Okay? Now, last time I checked, human beings have 2 hands, which means they have 2 thumbs. They're only holding 3 up. Yeah. 3 for the unholy trinity. And oh look, you have Satan, Lilith, and the kid, which would be Eve. Black and white duality. Black Saturnalia. Look at them fucking eyes and tell me this isn't a set up. Okay? Okay. Let's move on.
And social distancing. Is it a concern that people wear...
Yeah, it is a concern. It is a concern with the divine feminine in every bloody corner. This is a concern, yeah.
wearing masks might think they're better protected than they really are and start taking risks?
There is no study that shows that happens, and it's a bit like arguing that if you wear a seatbelt, you'll drive dangerously.
UK government advice says evidence on the benefits of face masks is weak.
See, they're all Canaanite crisis actors. If it's not in the features, which it is, by the way, in every one of them, it'd be in their demeanour. Okay? Watch.
UK government advice.
Look straight into the fucking camera.
Says evidence on the benefits of face masks is weak.
And so is the other one. Because they know, because they're part of it. No one does that, okay? Human beings don't do that. What would happen is either when the camera's on, they'd be looking, and then they'd quickly look away. Shit. They're filming. Okay, you don't act like you're walking along on your phone like this. Okay, do you understand? It's communication.
Says evidence on the benefits of face masks is weak. Westminster would prefer all the devolved nations.
Yeah, I agree with them there, and I don't usually. This is fucking weak.
Followed the same script.
You can do better than this. Come on.
Government are confidently moving in a different direction. Sarah Smith, BBC News, Glasgow.
The Health Secretary for England, Matt Hancock, says a mammoth effort is underway to get protective equipment to frontline workers. His remarks follow a BBC Panorama investigation which claimed that the UK government had ignored warnings from his own advisers about the availability of personal protection.
Right, now, brothers and sisters, you may wonder why they do what they're doing now, which is like they make it out like they're attacking the government, you know? I mean, why would they say something about their own, you know? Oh, well, there's been reports that the government aren't issuing the reason they do this, right? It's controlled opposition, because what they're actually doing, although it looks like they're attacking the government, you have to understand, the moment that you make someone else out to be an enemy, it makes you look like... But once the moment you try and make someone else out to be the antagonist, by proxy you become the protagonist, okay? And the protagonist here would be the virus itself. If they're putting the government down for not giving out enough PPE, okay, personal protective equipment, then what is actually occurring subconsciously, you're going to go, well, fucking hell, the government cunts, well, we always knew that, but the virus must be real, because they're not even handing it out. Do you see what I mean? That's all it is. That's all it is.
Our health editor Hugh Pym has more details. Hospital staff.
Oh, I can't stand Hugh Pym. I can't stand this fucking Canaanite piece of dog shit.
Treating the sickest coronavirus patients need appropriate personal protective equipment known as PPE, including gowns.
Does that not look like a bunch of Canaanite zombies feasting on someone that
need appropriate personal protective equipment? But surveys of some doctors suggest a proportion of them still feel they can't always get the right kit.
Oh, good old Hugh.
I've been in a position where
stealing the light from every other human.
I know that where I'm coming
Black and white Saturnalia.
towards the end of a shift, and I know that as things stand or stood at that moment in time, that the gowns that we had at that time would run out at some point during the next day. I've been lucky because my trust has managed.
Coronavirus. What?
See them eyes? Canaanite eyes, yeah, they are. This is what Canaanite's eyes look like. Okay, they're like doll's eyes. Not quite psychopathic because it's not the actual eyeballs that make psychopaths look like puppets. Okay, it's the lack of expression around them. Alright? Canaanites are different. They have quite a lot of expression, but their eyes, it's the opposite. Their eyes are like plastic. Okay?
Hospital managers say supply problems are easing, though it's still difficult to find gowns and visors. The government's been accused of not building up stocks early enough and allowing guidelines to be altered to protect supplies.
Masonry bricks. Also, it's a black grid, which is Saturn.
The BBC's Panorama programme revealed that in January, COVID-19 was designated a high-consequence infectious disease.
And then
in
it dropped,
March,
didn't
this was
it?
changed,
Yeah.
and a lower level of PPE was required, with aprons rather than gowns for some staff. The government says this was based entirely on scientific consideration as to the nature of the infection. What assurances can you give frontline as to the nature of the infection?
Okay. 6:30. No, right. Yeah, 6:35. Okay. Okay. So you got your 11, which is already a duality, let alone the 2. Once again, 11, 12, 13. I like this number today. Now, Hugh is your top Canaanite reporter. Okay. Oh, just so happens to be wearing the same fucking tie as the last bastard. I wonder why. Not to mention, oh, they love their Apple. Always an Apple laptop. Well, they don't have enough money for anything else. It's almost like they're using the same one. They're not, though. It's chosen. It's deliberate. It's by design. Because Apple is satanic. Okay? I shouldn't have to explain why by now.
What assurances can you give frontline staff that there will be adequate supplies of PPE in the days and weeks ahead?
We've been moving heaven and earth to get...
Sorry, what? You've been moving heaven and earth. Oh, right. Okay. Heaven and earth. I mean, you wouldn't move hell, would you? There'd be no need to throw that in. Because you want hell. You've given it to us already. We're fucking living it, aren't we? But heaven and earth, yeah, that can be moved. That can be fucking scrumpled up and thrown in the bloody waste paper bin.
The amount of PPE that we need to the front line, both buying it from abroad and also then distributing it. That system is getting stronger all of the time.
Dr. Abdul Mabud Chowdhury died earlier this month, soon after urging the government to give NHS staff more PPE. Today, his son challenged the Health Secretary on a radio phone-in.
Do you regret not taking my dad's concerns seriously enough? My dad that we've all lost.
I'm really sorry about your dad's death.
Yeah, you fucking sound it, mate.
We took very, very seriously
Poor guy.
what your father said, and we've been working round the clock to ensure that there's enough protective equipment.
More PPE is arriving.
Cube worship.
This flight landed with a
the World Wide Web. Not the internet, the actual net. Okay? The soul trap.
Assignment today.
Black, red, white.
A very clear message to those who are going to use the equipment. A third of all deaths linked to coronavirus in England and Wales. More PPE is arriving today.
And of course, last but not least, blue, pink, yellow, divine feminine. Thank you to you all. Speak again soon.